Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. This is going to be general messages for the month of June 2018 for the sign of Scorpio. Hi, Scorpio. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Right off the bat, need to apologize for the lateness of these videos. As some of you may know from watching some of the love videos and some weeklies I did about 2 weeks back, I did come down with an incredible cold, incredible illness. Towards the end of May, and I also had relatives come and visit in the month of May, and I had a whole thing that was going on in the house, so just a lot of things came up, so that would explain why these videos are late. So I want to apologize to you guys for that. I also want to apologize because we're doing, as you can see, an edited version of the general readings. If you have viewed your previous videos for April and May, you'll know that I usually do a 6-card spread with one outcome and an overall energy. Because of the lateness and because I need to get everything done, I've condensed this down to 4 cards, 1 outcome and 1 overall energy. I cut out the shuffling, so sorry if you prefer to see the shuffling on camera, but I just want to kind of save time so that I can get back on schedule. As a bonus, and due to a request from a viewer, Lauren Green, hi Lauren, I'm going to do Scorpio first, which is not what I usually do. I usually go in the order of the zodiac wheel, starting with Aries and finishing all the way through to Pisces. But you know, Lauren put in a nice request, and you guys were my highest viewed video in both April and May. So to show you guys love and appreciation, I'm going to do you guys first. I'm actually going to do the top 3 most viewed videos or zodiacs. So it's you, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Pisces. So you lucky 3 get to go first in these very late and very condensed June readings. So again, I just want to give a shout out to Lauren for asking for the video and showing her support and interacting with the channel. I really do appreciate that. Everyone else is welcome to do the same. Leave comments, like, share, do whatever you want to do. Just because, you know, I'm doing this for funsies, but I also want people to enjoy it, and I also want people to get something from it. So if you're getting something from it, I'd like to hear about it. Alright, Scorpio, let's get into this. As I said before, I shuffled off camera after meditating on your energy. The only one card came face down, so we're going to flip that over now. And we're going to get into this reading for June 2018, or what remains of it. And when July comes around, I'll go back to my regular spread. I'll probably go back to doing the videos like I normally do, shuffling on camera, doing the whole blah, 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 and then getting into the reading. All right, Scorpio, June 2018. Where are you? Where's Scorpio, please? Here? Okay. And here. Okay, so you're kind of like, you're kind of experiencing the same thing, just in varying degrees, is how I'm getting this, Scorpio. But I feel that you're primarily here in the 4 of Cups energy. A lot of Cups energies here. You've got 3 out of the 4 in your main spread, so you're in the feels this month. But where you are at the start of this reading, I can't even say the start of June, so in the start of this reading, you come in as the 4 of Cups. So something is displeasing you, something is very dissatisfying to you, you're not really interested in something that's being offered to you. I'm getting, even though this is Cups, I do feel like for some of you this is going to talk about work or something to do with your finances, something to do with money coming in. So there might have been, or there might be an opportunity in front of you, Scorpio, that you just might not be super interested in, that you're not super enthused about. So could be new job prospects or the potential of a promotion at your job or a new role within the job that you already have. And, you know, that's kind of weird to be like, oh, you know, a promotion or a new job title or even a new job. Normally, to most people, that would be exciting and that would offer potential, right? I'm getting the sense, and this is just in one scenario. Again, it's a general read. It's not going to apply to everyone, and it's not going to hit every specific area of your life. But in terms of working, in terms of finances and having a job or having a career, I feel like some of you you like where you are. You do want something different, just not just not this. What's coming to you, the opportunity that's coming to you, or the opportunity that's sort of floating across your desk, or, you know, someone saying, hey, I know a guy who knows a guy who thinks you would be good for this kind of job. And you're like, thanks, but no thanks. Like, thank you for thinking of me, but that's not really where I want to go, you know? And it's interesting because, again, Cups is dealing with your emotions, right? And you are a water sign, Scorpio, so this is in your wheelhouse as far as dealing with how things affect you emotionally. And I just feel like there's just like this despondent energy, like no matter where you turn. And okay, so now we're expanding, right? So for some of you, it is dealing with work and like the offers that are coming to you if you are actively looking for a new job, but nothing that you're getting hits on or nothing that you're applying for is really where your heart is. It's not stimulating you, it's not challenging you, it's not fulfilling you. That applies to some of you, I'm sure. But because of the other Cups energies that are in this reading and the reversals of those, it's just a general feeling of despondence, a general feeling overall of being sort of at a loss, you know? Right now, Scorpio, at the time of this reading, so this is what, mid-ish June, late mid-June, going until the end, it feels like you're probably just down in the dumps, a little blue, pretty sad, depressed, apathetic even, you know? Rejecting or not really being interested in things that are offered to you. The Five of Cups in reverse, which is the secondary position that you're in, okay, would indicate, okay, something somewhat tragic or disappointing happened. And when it's upright, this is what it indicates. When it's upright, it's something, you lose something, but you don't realize that there's something else behind you. Being in the reverse, you might think, oh, that indicates the opposite. I think this indicates that it's even worse. It's almost like a double whammy. Not a double whammy, I'm sorry. But like a doubling down. Thank you. A double down on the upright position is how I'm feeling this. It's like, you know, and from what I recall of your readings from April and May, Scorpio, it's like I believe it had a feeling of progression. I think it had a feeling of like, go, go, go. I've got new goals. I've got aspirations and dreams I'm chasing after. And now I think there's like a slump. You're in some kind of a slump here. Like this Five of Cups reverse. Like this is sort of like when it's upright, right? It's sort of like silver linings. Every cloud has a silver lining, right? When it's like this, it's like all the clouds are dark. This is the way it's coming across. All the clouds are dark. There's a big storm coming in, and all I can do is stand there and bear the brunt of the storm. And wow, it's like I keep getting the word despondent. I keep getting the word dejected is another word. You're just feeling a little beat down. Some of you. I don't think this is going to apply to all of you. I will say that. Like, it's a general reading, so it's not going to apply to everybody anyway. But it's such a contrast. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty stark contrast to what you were doing last month and the month before that. So this is interesting. I mean, this happens in life, you know, and I'm not doing... I don't think I'm doing a disservice to you by telling you you can't have, you know, sunshine and rainbows all the time, Scorpio. We all know that. That's life, right? So right now, I think what you're dealing with is sort of like a curveball energy. And because I just did your love readings yesterday, Scorpio, and I did it for all the water signs, and I have to tell you, water signs are going through it. So maybe there's something to do, excuse me, with the energy right now and how it's affecting water signs. But I just feel like there's this slump that you're in, dejected, despondent, like already this card, when it's upright, isn't the most hopeful. When you reverse it, in this case, because I don't believe that's the traditional reading or interpretation of the Five of Cups when it's in reverse, but my connection with it at this moment is like double down, way worse because it's in reverse. And okay, thank you. And I think it's because you have the Eight of Cups right next to it in reverse. Eight of Cups reverse. Eight of Cups upright, you're going away. You're seeking that ninth cup. You're seeking more contentment or actual bona fide contentment and happiness when it's upright. When it's like this, you're not going anywhere. You're not moving. You're stuck. You're stagnant. You won't release, or you can't, either you won't release or you can't release what's troubling you. So maybe that's what's going on. That might explain it. Because you've got the Chariot in your overall, so that might explain it. Because again, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, someone please tell me down in the comments if I'm remembering this correctly or not, that previously, I believe you guys were working towards something. Like you had a change of heart or a change of mind, and you were like, I've had enough of this. Like, I feel like you were like so done with something or someone, and you're like, I'm out of here. I'm done. Packing bags, making plans, getting an itinerary together. And now I feel like maybe there's been a hiccup in that plan. Maybe there's been a setback in that plan, in the timing of the plan, in the actual execution of the plan. Something that you were hoping for, whatever you're getting right now isn't fulfilling that hope. You're not seeing, you're like, maybe you were leaving, maybe the job that you wanted, to use the realm of work and career. So maybe the job you wanted was across state lines or in a different country or in a completely different industry. But all the offers that you get are stateside, in your city, in the same company or in the same industry. You're not breaking out. You're not able to burst into this whole new chapter of your life as strongly or poignantly as you were hoping for, Scorpio. And so you feel stuck. You feel like, man, I placed my bets. I put all my eggs in that basket, or I moved many of my eggs from one basket to another, however you want to think about it. And it hasn't really paid off. Who was it? Because I did it yesterday. Oh, that was Pisces. Never mind. Because I know one of the signs had an issue. Something about time was in their reading, but I think it was Pisces. I don't think it was you. But regardless, I feel like some of you may be a little bit impatient, Scorpio, right now, because the change that you want, the offers that you want, or the access to offers, the access to change just isn't coming through, and you're getting like kind of fed up with it. Well, I guess that continues. I guess if I'm remembering your previous readings from the previous months correctly, you were fed up about something, and that continues here when you have the Emperor in reverse. I mean, upright, when he comes upright, he's kind of a tyrant already. He can be. In reverse, definitely. Also, the card, of Aries. So some of you might have an Aries of significance in your relationship. Okay, some of you might have a relationship with an Aries, but just in your life in general, there might be an Aries who plays some kind of role in your life. And if not, well, again, it's general. It doesn't have to be, but the important thing is the energy is that of somebody who I don't want to get like political on this channel like too much, but like I don't know what you guys watch, if you follow politics at all, but a lot of times the current president of the United States is described as sort of being like a narcissist, a sociopath. And when you insult a narcissist or a sociopath, you get on their bad side, they become like this. They become really irate, they become tyrannical, they become sort of stark raving mad, and they say and do all kinds of weird and crazy and unexpected things that leaves everybody gobsmacked. Everybody's like, what? What? You know? And I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm not saying that you're being like a certain head of state or excuse me, leader of the free world. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that it's hard to make things right. If someone has affected you in this way, because it is cups and it is general, so it could be any type of relationship, friendships, family, love partners, workmates, whoever, right? So there is that potential that there is a relationship that is affecting you in some kind of way, Scorpio, but I'm feeling it's more of like an internal thing, more of like because you had such and such expectations by such and such a date, you wanted this to happen by such and such a time during the day or whatever. You just had a deadline of sorts that you placed upon yourself, and it hasn't come true. The whatever the criteria that needed to be met, that needed to be fulfilled before the deadline, I don't think it's happened. Or the deadline has been extended, and you don't like that either. Emperor in reverse is just a displeased individual, someone who can't be satisfied, someone who, because they're so displeased, they may take it out on other people around them. They may blame others. They may say other people were a hindrance or blatantly, consciously acted against what you were seeking, sought to destroy you, sought to see you fail. Some of you are in that headspace, and this is some of you are in that consciousness, so to speak. Like, you can't shake this feeling that if this didn't happen, if this person didn't do that, if this person didn't say that, if I had this amount of money, there's a lot of what ifs or, shoulda, woulda, coulda kind of stuff going on with you right now, Scorpio. And like I've said before, things in tarot are not only temporary, they're also mutable, changeable. This is cups, and cups are very similar to swords in my estimation, in the fact that you can convince yourself that what you see here is the truth, because this is your emotional state, and emotions aren't the most reliable things, in the world, It's not always rooted in truth. It's valid. Emotions are valid, but does that mean that they're truthful? Does that mean that they equate to some kind of objective truth? Not always. And even swords related to mental capacities can have the same effect. Just because you think something, you believe something, you have logically in your mind deduced what you feel is the truth, that doesn't mean that it's objective truth. So as quote unquote negative as this seems to some of you Scorpios, or how disappointing this might feel to some of you, or how it might affirm what you have feared, don't sweat it too much. Because tarot is very mutable. This is just like sort of, to use a not flattering analogy, it's sort of like a weather report. Today it's going to be sunny and 78 degrees, and then you go outside and it's like 65 and it's overcast. So you can adhere to this completely, or you can say, okay, I see that. I see this potential. Now I'm going to work my way around it. Or it doesn't resonate with you at all, and, that's also possible. I really feel, though, it's mostly just within yourself. Because all these cards have single people on them, even your outcome and your overall energy. So this is a story of you right now, Scorpio, a story of you. yeah, I'm not really feeling or seeing many people. Maybe this rejection or this despondence is because maybe you tried these things and you're kind of back to the drawing board. And maybe there's another chance for you to go out and make your way, make these changes in your life, turn over a new leaf, so to speak, in your life. And you're like, it didn't work out here, it didn't work out here. And now you're kind of like stewing. And you're kind of like, yeah, you're very just not here for this. You're not with it right now. You know, maybe you tried to see the brighter side of things and you tried to make the best of a bad situation. Didn't work out. Maybe you lost something more than what you had lost originally. You know, maybe, again, you tried to see the silver lining. Turns out, no, it was just a dark cloud, no silver lining. Maybe you tried to walk away from something or tried to walk away from someone. And maybe you lasted a couple of weeks. Maybe you lasted a month. Whatever it is. But then you had to come back. You know, maybe you tried to go out there. Maybe some of you, in terms of business, you tried to do some entrepreneurial things. Tried to start up a business. Had prospects lined up. You had investors lined up. But then maybe something fell through. And you couldn't actually get the business to actual launch. So now you have to go back to the drawing board and think of another way to get the financing. Or maybe you lost a location. That's very important, and that would be disheartening for sure. Like maybe you were emotionally, because, you know, Scorpio, you guys love emotional attachment, right? So maybe you were emotionally attached to an actual physical location for a business, but it just didn't work out. Maybe there was issues with contractors and you know, the building wasn't up to code, or there were zoning issues, whatever it is, and you lost that location, and then you have to go back and find another location, and you don't want to. I mean, you will, or at least you know you have to, but the feeling right now is fiddlesticks? Why? Why do you put these words in my... I'm sorry. Anyway. Sometimes when I do these, I'm just like, who guides me? Like a mobster from like the 1920s? Fiddlesticks. You know? Anyway. So I think it's that. I think it's like the Eight of Cups. You went out, you tried to do something, and maybe you came across a snag, a little bump in the road, or a complete setback. And now again, you have to go back and you have to reevaluate what you're doing. You have to line your ducks up in a different way. And the Emperor would hate to do that. Emperor energy, like again, related to Aries, and Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's the first fire sign. So there's this initiate attitude and energy associated with the Emperor. When the Emperor sets out to do something, he doesn't like to miss. When he takes his shot, he doesn't want to miss. So this energy showing up like that, you missed. Some of you missed. It's okay. You're alive. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger and all that fun stuff, right? So try not to dwell on that. As much as I'm saying that, I kind of feel like you are. So I'm telling you to do something that you've been doing or that you're having a hard time overcoming. But you can. You have the Chariot as your overall energy. I think the Chariot is your most, quote-unquote, hopeful or most... It's kind of like what you need to refocus your energy on. I'll get to that in a second. Your outcome card is the Seven of Swords for the remainder of June. So, Seven of Swords, this is where potentially there might be another person. I think I said that for you. Did I say that for you last month in May? For some of you, I feel like I said... It was either you or Libra. It may have been Libra. I'm not sure. But one of you... So let's roll the dice here and say maybe it was you, Scorpio, who you may have had a business dealing with someone who was stealing from you. I feel like I said that for Libra, but I might have said it for you as well. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to go back and watch my videos after I edit them. Then we're done and we just move on. So anyway, for some of you, if I did say it, this is that person. They're still around you. You still have to deal with them. Like, that's how this is coming across to me. is that some of you are still in business in partnership with someone who's stealing from you, like literally stealing money, resources, time. Some of them, this is an energetic thievery, so they're just like not a cool person to be around. They rob you of your positivity. As little of it as you have here, they're just going to keep taking it. Now, that's for those of you where that's another person. For others of you, this is more of a sort of a nuanced message for yourself. You're your own thief, okay? You're robbing yourself of something. You're not seeing the whole picture. You're not realizing what you have left. And you're not realizing there's a certain answer, or a possible answer, I should say, a possible answer that you're not really looking at. Like, you're distracted, okay? See, like, he's carrying what? Five of those swords he's carrying. So that means he's aware of them. I know what these 5 possibilities are. There's 2 possibilities standing upright, and he's walking away from them. He might see them. He might be looking at them. He might recognize them. Oh, those are 2 things I could take with me. Those are 2 things that I could, utilize. But he's not. He's tiptoeing away. So there's this idea, Scorpio, that you're sort of restricting yourself to certain answers or certain solutions. And there's 1 or 2, maybe more, potential solutions that would serve you. You just don't really fully recognize them. And so this would require you to sort of think outside the box, right? But that's hard to do when you're like this. That's really hard to do. But you're seeing this message, so maybe this will give you sort of the encouragement to do that. Overall energy you have for the remainder of the month: the Chariot, card of Cancer, so there might be a Cancer person of significance around you. But regardless of any other zodiac, Chariot card is about decisions, deciding which way to go, plotting a course, feeling confident and assured in that course. And it's not an easy task, because the Chariot's got the 2 sphinxes, right? And because of their color scheme, you can tell that they're opposites. So it's this merging or marrying of 2 opposing energies, 2 opposing thoughts, 2 opposing positions, 2 opposing belief systems or moral spectrums, however you want to think of it. It's 2 things that don't go together normally, but when put together can function in a unilateral sort of motion. Can come together and drive the Chariot forward, because this one brings a certain element to the table, and the Sphinx on this side brings a certain element to the table, and the Chariot can go forward. So again, in terms of business, this might be another investor who isn't even on your radar. You wouldn't even think that this person would want to support your business idea. You wouldn't even think this person had the money to help you support your business idea or help you launch your business. But if you approach them, see that they're this option that you've never considered before, and if you approach them, they give you the yes. Or they give you the, I think we can work this out. And you're like, oh, wow, okay. So again, that could just be an unlikely source that you haven't recognized before. Others of you, it's something within yourself. A behavior change, a different way of thinking, a different way of approaching a problem. Or where maybe you've got that offer for a job that doesn't please you, that you think is garbage, that you're like not interested in, take the chance, take the job. Maybe it's a temporary assignment. Maybe they're like, you know, for 6 months, we want you to go live in Boise, Idaho. No offense to any Scorpios that live in Boise, Idaho. But you know what I mean? Like, maybe you're from, like, Miami, and they're like, hey, go live in Boise for 6 months and take care of business for us. And you're like, what? Boise? Idaho? Where the potatoes come from? And they're like, yeah, go up there. And you're like, I don't want to go to Boise, Idaho. Man, like, that's not where I wanted to go. I was hoping to go to LA. I was hoping to go to Chicago. I was hoping to go to wherever, to Berlin, wherever. Not Boise. Okay? Alright, Scorpio, so I want to try and condense these readings, so I'm going to leave it there. Comment below, do all that fun stuff that YouTube allows you to do. I will come back on time and do your general reading for July in a few weeks, maybe even next week. I might try and push these out early. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys then. Take care. Bye.